Okay, so I'm gonna be completely honest. I have no idea where this video came from, and I did not follow it. It completely came out of the woodworks for me. I knew nothing about it. I knew nothing about this team. Shout out to my homie Gritty Gaming, awesome guy. He recommended me this game, and I said, "Yo, I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna see what it's hitting on." And boy, oh boy, I'm extremely happy I did, because Dispatch is one of the best games I played in 2025. And that is saying a lot, because I played a lot of amazing games. So let's get into this review. Man, this game was so damn refreshing to play, man. As somebody that loved the Telltale games, whether it's the Batman game, the Walking Dead, the Telltale Walking Dead series, or the infamous, amazing Wolf Among Us, which we're still waiting for Wolf Among Us 2. You know, I'm still waiting for that. I'm still excited for that. It's been a while. Let's hope we get it soon. But back to the topic. Dispatch is extremely refreshing, man. This game is made for adults. It's made for people who got funny humor. It's made for people who don't get offended by everything. This game is just refreshing to play. It don't censor anything, whether it's showing superhero balls and you know, private parts and stuff like that. It was just funny as hell, man. I found myself laughing at this game from the moment I opened it to the moment I closed it, man. So basically, you know, if you ever watch The Boys or The Invincibles, you know, it's kind of like that, man, right? You got a bunch of superheroes that you got to manage, and you're kind of, you know, it lives up to the title. You're a dispatcher, right? So you work for a company, and I'm not going to spoil too much. You guys know I don't do spoilers, but they're basically dispatching superheroes that fit whatever job is needed to be done at the moment. So, you know, if you got, you know, something like, let's say it's a fire going on, right? You want to send a superhero that got water abilities, or somebody that can move really quick to, you know, get the water and put it out. So from that aspect, just the dispatch, you know, gameplay alone, I was like, yo, this is fucking heat. But the thing that stood out for me, right, is just the overall arching narrative and campaign and just story, man. Story was awesome, man. It was, like I said, it was funny from beginning to end. The cast was awesome. It is some really dope characters in here, and it's just funny as hell, man. I'm gonna keep saying that throughout this review, but I don't know when the last time I played a game that just had me constantly laughing and chuckling and just all throughout, man. You know, now I wanted to, you know, play this game multiple times to see how different the outcomes would be, you know, with this being a narrative driven game, and, you know, having to make choices and options throughout. I wanted to see, well, you know, if I play it this way the first playthrough, if I go back and make the complete opposite decision of what I made in the prior gameplay, how different this is going to be. Because for me, that's kind of important with these type of games, because like I said, I love Telltale games. I absolutely adore them, but you know, with these games, I like to revisit, you know, years later. So it might be, you know, a year from now, I might want to go back and play Dispatch. And, you know, I like to try different outcomes and get different endings. So after playing through this game one full time and about another halfway playthrough before doing this review, I can confidently say, yes, the decision makings in this game does have true effects, and it actually does matter what you choose. So, you know, the first game I was crushing on, you know, Invisigirl, which is one of the characters you can try to romance in there. And, you know, I went back on the second playthrough and was doing the complete opposite. And I was really, quite frankly, I was surprised in, you know, how the game outcomes could change. And that made me really happy, guys. So the replayability on this game is awesome. So, you know, the graphics is just like an anime. It's like you're watching a Netflix series, just a really fire ass animated series, man. It's just, it's fantastic, man. It's a beautiful game. Like I said, the voice acting is so well done. Even something as simple as the music is really awesome. And, you know, I found myself caring about some of these characters. You know, when you first meet them, you could be like, well, you know, this guy is an asshole, or this girl is a D-head or something like that. But the more you get to know people, the more time you spend with this game, man, it was absolutely fantastic. The game is one of the highest rated games this year. It's sitting at a 90 Metacritic, and I feel like, man, it's absolutely deserved. I mean, just quite frankly, it's really deserved. It's an awesome game. Like I said, extremely funny, extremely beautiful. Choices actually matter. The sound design is awesome. You know, I can't give too many spoilers away and stuff like that, but man, you meet some people in this game you generally do care about, bro. And I was just, it's just so refreshing, man. You know, the term woke get thrown around a lot, and I don't like to use that term, but It is a lot of games that be so scared of offending this group or that group or this group or that group, to the point where some of the creative freedom kind of get hindered, because these developers are soft as cotton nowadays, and they're so afraid of offending anybody. So when you're afraid of offending anybody, you kind of don't please anybody. When you're trying to please everybody, you don't really please anybody at all. I'm gonna die on that. You have to, and we need more games like this, just hands down. I think we need more games like this. When I look back at Dispatch from, a bigger window and just sit back and think to myself, if these guys were to take this script in this game to anybody, right? Any studio, any big head publisher, they're probably getting turned down. They're probably gonna say, no, this is not what the players want. This is not what people want. This story is woo 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 woo. A whole lot of hibbity hoopla, a bunch of yapping. So I'm happy that these guys were able to take a chance, and we've been seeing that with a lot of devs this year. Some of these devs is ex-Ubisoft people, which confirms me saying that Ubisoft is one of the worst ran AAA companies in gaming. There's a lot of talent there, and they have no idea what the fuck they're doing over there. Sorry, not sorry. I like Ubisoft, but they need to figure it out. Claire Expedition is another team that broke off from Ubisoft, a smaller team. So I'm all for these smaller teams just taking a risk, taking a chance, and just, doing what they believe in, whether that's, delivering an original story, whether it's a original, emotional story, something like a Claire Obscure, where they try to pull out the heartstrings and stuff like that. Even though, hot take, I think that game may be a little overrated. Sorry, not sorry, just my opinion. I still think it's a dope game. I just think it's not the best game ever. You know what I'm saying? I just think this is a year of a lot of good games. And, some of these good games can get overlooked by just praising one over the other. But, that's a me problem. That's just me. Don't mind me. But my point is, it's refreshing to have these developers not have someone over them telling them, hey, you can't write that joke in there. Hey, you got to censor out his ball sack or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just fun to have a game that's just willing to take risks, willing to have humor that matches my humor, because I got very dark humor, man. And sometimes you have to laugh to keep from crying. And games like this is needed, man. We need more devs taking a risk with original writing, being edgy, being free, and not trying to write a script without trying to offend this group, that group, or this group. Just have creative freedom. Do what you want, and the success will follow. This is another example. A 90 Metacritic. One of the highest rated games this year. So 2 million copies. They already passed their, 2-3 year sell goals within the first month. Guys, if you have a PC or if you have a PlayStation, please play this game. If you're on Xbox and Nintendo, use your voice to please go at this studio, look it up, look them up, follow them on Twitter, try to find some of the devs, and just simply request, hey, can you bring this to Xbox? Hey, can you bring this to the Nintendo Switch too? Hey, can you bring this to wherever you're at, where it's not at? I promise you, you won't regret it when this game touches your platform if you don't have access to it. It is an amazing game. I can't recommend it enough. It's been your boy NextGenNero, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Go play Dispatch, come back, and let me know what you think. You're gonna love it. Peace.